What's up, boys and girls? This is Vin Jimfield. Hope you're having a smashing day, and if not, hopefully it will turn to the better. Today I wanted to talk about iPad mini 5 and the latest rumors on its release in 2018. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so the iPad mini 4 was released in like late 2015, and then they released the 128 gig version in like last year, 2017, and that's the one that I have. You know, I love this machine. I think it has a really beautiful size, but to be completely honest, it just does not have the performance of, for instance, the iPhone 7 that I use. And sometimes it feels sad. For instance, I do wish that the fingerprint sensor would be snappier. It's not bad, but it is slower than the iPhone 7. And I do wish it had like a 4K camera, which it doesn't. It's 1080p on the back, 720p on the front. But, you know, still, it's a tablet, you know. For most people, some features would be considered, you know, a bit over the top. And last year, they did release the iPad Basic Edition. It was just called the iPad, the 2017 Basic Edition. It's really snappy and it's really fast. But there was no iPad mini 5. And the question is, will there be an iPad mini 5 this year? I've been like really going through the web, just looking for rumors, and I've been really looking, and summing all of it up, I'd say it does not look good, at least for 2018. There's a small chance that in the next Apple event, they could introduce an updated version of the iPad mini, but there's really nothing that really says that that's even possible. There really hasn't been any confirmations of any kind. I seriously personally doubt it. It's not impossible, but it's highly unlikely, unfortunately. The only question is though, like, will there ever be an iPad mini 5? Sort of have to look at this rationally. Like, our iPhones are getting like bigger, or at least they get bigger screens, and people are getting more used to them. And you know, let's say you have something like the iPhone 8 Plus and the upcoming iPhone 10 or 11, what's going to be? It's going to come with an XL screen, and the rumors say it's going to be 6.5 inches compared to the 7.9 inches of the iPad mini. Let me put it this way, I really hope they will release an iPad mini 5, but it just doesn't feel very likely, because the difference between the biggest iPhones and the smallest iPads, it's just getting smaller and smaller. Like, for instance, I would personally not be surprised if in the future smartphones will become this big. I'm not kidding about that. This is not that big. Like, you can grip it. You can totally grip this thing. It's a bit bulky, sure, compared to something like this, but you have to remember there was a time when people would never consider buying a phone this big. Do you remember the first iPhone 2G, the iPhone 3Gs? People were like, I can't use that. That's too big. So is it possible that this is going to be the new size of smartphones? Is it possible that iPad mini 5 is basically going to be like iPhone 10 Plus or 11 Plus? There is nobody who can say for sure, you know. I mean, I honestly do believe that at least the length could be this big. I think it would shrink on the sides a lot, especially when you are removing all the bezels and everything. Then yeah, I definitely think so. I'm looking at this from a simple standpoint that there is basically no room for iPad mini 5. I think there was always a need for a smaller iPad than the 7.9 inch, but then as, you know, iPads became bigger and bigger, need for an iPad mini just weren't that necessary anymore. And I still personally think that the iPad mini 4 is a good purchase even in 2018. I really do believe that. It's fast enough for most people's needs. You can game on it, you can browse the web, it's very compact, it's very portable, it has a lot of great features, but mostly it's the fact that it's an iPad, but it's very compact. Like, you can almost fit it into a pocket. I definitely recommend it. I like this thing a lot. I really do. Especially if you get like the 4G version where you can put in a SIM tray and you don't really call that much or use Skype. I think you can basically use the iPad mini 4 as a smartphone. We'll see about it. But personally, iPad mini 5 in 2018, extremely unlikely. 2019 is the year I think that iPhones are going to be big enough to replace the iPad minis. So I don't think there's going to be an iPad mini 5. Seriously doubt it. These things, you know, nobody knows for certain. It's more my opinion, more my assumption based on all the rumors. I don't think it's likely, but it's it's obviously not impossible. Apple has shocked its biggest analysts many times, done things that seem completely out of the blue. They do remove unnecessary things. That's the theme of Apple. When they think that something is unnecessary, like the headphone jack, they remove it. So there is another note to be made here. Like the iPad, the regular size iPads, they are getting thinner and thinner bezels, and there are many interesting rumors about the next iPad Pro becoming almost bezel-less. This could mean that it will shrink in its size, so it's also a very important factor why I don't think that the iPad Mini 5 will ever be released. So yeah, that was it. What do you think? That would be really curious to know what you think. It's a bit of a betting game here. It's like a gamble. Like, will it be released? Will it not be released? What do you think? Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.